Bringing you the very latest from across the nation and around the world. This is your Prime Time News Bulletin. I'm Shen Silva.
And I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka. First, let's take a look at the stories making headlines tonight.
Another 3 suspects arrested for allegedly leaking the O-level science paper remanded. Over 150 small tanks in the island damaged by floods. 35 persons, including police officers, injured in protests in New Delhi, India. And Sri Lanka Cricket says that Mahela Jayawardene misused the email account of the team manager to issue statements to the media.
And now for the stories in detail. 3 more suspects who were arrested in connection to the leaking of certain questions on the science paper of the GCE ordinary level examination were remanded until the 28th of this month. The suspects were remanded after being produced in court today. The police said that an employee of the printing division of the Department of Examinations, the owner of a tuition class and the proprietor of a barber shop were among the suspects. The 3 suspects were arrested by the Criminal Investigations Department in Naivala, Minuwangola yesterday. The suspects were produced before the district magistrate in Kaduwela today. The court recently ordered that a tuition class teacher and his assistant, who were also arrested in connection with the incident, be remanded until the 28th of this month. Meanwhile, speaking at a media briefing today, Minister of Education Bandula Gunawardene said that marks will be given to everyone for the 19 questions in the MCQ science paper of the GCE O-level exam which was leaked.
පරීක්ෂණ දිගටම පැවැත්වෙනවා. පැහැදිලි ලෙස මේ ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍රය විභාග දෙපාර්තමේන්තුව තුලින්
Investigations are continuing. CID investigations have confirmed that 19 questions were leaked to this tuition class teacher through the Department of Examinations. The official at the department has been interdicted and the expert committee on these question papers has convened and held extensive discussions. The expert committee has decided that if these children are made to resit the exam, it would be unjust by them. Therefore, considering the majority of the students, the Commissioner General and the committee have decided to give the 19 marks for the 19 questions to all students who sat for this examination. Whether they have answered the questions correct or not, all students across all 3 mediums, Sinhala, Tamil and English, will receive 19 marks for these 19 questions.
ඒ ප්‍රශ්න හරියට ලියවත් වැරදියට ලිව්වත් සිංහල දෙමළ ඉංග්‍රීසි මාධ්‍ය තුනේම සෑම දරුවෙකුටම ලකුණු 19 ලබා දෙනවා.
On to a story that made the headlines tonight. Now, the recent floods triggered by heavy showers have damaged over 150 small tanks in the island. Director General of Agrarian Services Sunil Veerasinghe points out that over 25 small tanks in the Anuradhapura district alone have been damaged. The Disaster Management Centre says that over 268,000 persons have been displaced by floods and landslides.
9 people have been reported missing, while several others who have been displaced by the floods continue to remain at temporary shelters. The Disaster Management Centre says that 2,840 persons belonging to 750 families in the Polonnaruwa district are housed at 16 camps. Data from the DMC indicates that 98 homes were destroyed, while 482 houses were partially damaged. Heavy showers in Polonnaruwa led to the opening of 6 spill gates of the Parakrama Samudra. This hampered vehicular traffic along the Polonnaruwa-Batikalo road. 3,870 persons from 1,037 families in the Anuradhapura district have been housed at 32 temporary shelters. Houses and roads in the Mihindupura area in Anuradhapura were flooded after 6 spill gates of the Natchaduwa reservoir were opened. Floodwaters also damaged cultivations at the Opanya prison in Anuradhapura. Farmers who were trapped by floodwaters for the past 3 days in a Chena cultivation located in close proximity to the Bogoda army camp in Tantirimale were rescued by the Navy today. 638 families have been affected by torrential rains experienced in the Mathale district. The Disaster Management Centre says that 2,220 people are housed at 20 relief camps in the Mathale district. The Disaster Management Centre says 7 persons have been reported missing in the Mathale district. Although rains have dissipated in the Matale district, several areas remain submerged. The access road to the Pahalavawa village in Dambulla was inundated. The Dambulla Municipal Council removed a tree which had been uprooted by the rains and which had blocked the Dambulla bridge on the A9 highway. Incidentally, a bridge on the Kirilagolla Govipala road in Dambulla was washed away by flash floods. Area residents came together to fix the bridge temporarily. The Disaster Management Centre reports that 1,214 people from 375 families have been displaced in the Puttalam district. Those displaced have been housed at 12 camps. Meanwhile, the old Eluwankulama area along the Puttalam Manor Road was submerged after the Kalaoya burst its banks. Minister of Disaster Management Mahinda Amaraweera visited those affected in Ambalantota today. Several deaths have been reported. We have decided to increase the compensation granted to those affected. This decision will be presented to the Cabinet for approval. A landslide occurred in close proximity to the Haggala Botanical Gardens along the Nuwarelia Badulla main road. Motorists travelling along the road were therefore severely inconvenienced. The Victoria Reservoir reached spill level on Saturday with the heavy showers experienced in the Kandy district. The spill gates of the Victoria Reservoir opens automatically when the water level rises, and our cameras were able to capture these visuals from the Victoria Reservoir today. The Jaffna Kandy A9 highway, which was temporarily closed for vehicular traffic, was opened today. However, the Vaunia Chetikulam Road, the Vaunia Puravasakulam Road and the Aushadapitiya Uluwankulam Road remain closed. Several areas are still inundated in Vaunia since the spill gates of the Pavankulam tank remain open.
A campaign was held this morning to collect signatures for the petition against the impeachment motion on the Chief Justice.
This campaign was held in Ambalantota to collect 1 million signatures against the impeachment of Chief Justice Dr. Shirani Bandaranaike. The petition was titled The People's Petition to Force the Withdrawal of the Impeachment Motion. The campaign was organised by the People's Movement for Democracy.
In the meantime, parliamentarian Arjuna Ranatunga charges that ministers and parliamentarians in the government are engaged in a scheme of inciting fear in the people by speaking of international forces. The parliamentarian expressed this view at a religious event held in Ingiriya.
Parliamentarian Arjuna Ranatunga participated in a puja held at the Kurinji Mahamari Amman Kovil in Upper Raigam Watta in Ingiriya yesterday. Later, the MP expressed the following views.
There is
something that incites fear in the people today. When the government makes mistakes and the opposition or other groups point these out, ministers and parliamentarians in the government say that imperialist forces and international forces are attempting to drown our country. Up to now, they have not said which country or which minister or parliamentarian in that country is responsible. They incite fear and then live off the luxuries they get from these people.
Also in local news, Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa says that a massive campaign will be undertaken to develop education similar to the manner in which terrorism was defeated. The parliamentarian made this statement at a program to distribute school equipment among students in Polonnaruwa.
The first phase of the Nanamaga Sisudiri Udana 2013 program to distribute school equipment to students was held at the Pulatisi Buddhi Mandapaya in Polonnaruwa. It is the hope of every parent to provide their children with a good education. This is why the entire political system, from parliamentarians to the members of provincial and local councils, dedicate the majority of their political lives to the education of our children. That is why His Excellency the President, as the head of state, has undertaken a massive campaign to develop school education similar to the manner in which terrorism was defeated and development was initiated. There are those who grow up to become wrongdoers. There are those who misbehave. There are alcoholics and drug addicts. Why have some citizens grown up this way? This is because when they were small, their parents failed to direct them onto the correct path. We must reiterate that as parents, your responsibilities have not ended just because you feed your children and buy their books.
එහෙම නැත්නම් දරුවට පොත්පත් ටික අරන් දුන්නට තමන්ගේ සියලු වගකීම් ඉෂ්ට වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
මම ඊ타ත්ම සතුටු වෙනවා මගෙන් පසුව පොළොන්නරුවේ අනාගතය ගොඩනගන්නට.
The time for me to retire from politics is nearing, but I am happy because there is a young generation in politics in Polonnaruwa. There is a second and third group who can continue to build the future of Polonnaruwa. I strongly believe that these groups will create a clear future for the Polonnaruwa district in development and in politics.
පොළොන්නරුව දිස්ත්‍රික්කයට මේ දෙවෙනි තුන්වෙනි කණ්ඩායම් තුලින් පැහැදිලි අනාගතයක් ඇති කරයි කියලා මම දැඩි ලෙස විශ්වාස කරනවා.
And it's time now for a look at the newspaper cartoon of the day. Let's now cross over to News First Nadeem Majid for the weather forecast of the island and the extreme weather conditions experienced in other parts of the world.
Although rains dissipated over many areas in the past week, Saturday saw fresh rainfall in several locations. Now, these rains were caused by another disturbance in the lower atmosphere. The Met Department says that with the northeastern monsoon, heavy showers may be experienced in the north, northeast and north central provinces, the Uva province as well, the eastern slopes of the Central Hills and the Hambantota district. We spoke to the director of the Met Department, S.R. Jayasekara, for more details.
ඇතරම දිවයිනේ උතුරු සහ නැගෙනහිර පළාත්වල පවතින වැසිසහිත කාලගුණ තත්ත්වය තවදුරටත් අපිට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්න පුළුවනි.
We can expect the inclement weather experienced in the northern and eastern parts of the island to continue. We can see an increase in the rainfall today and tomorrow. The disturbance in the lower atmosphere may also cause thundershowers during the evening hours. Seas off the east coast may also experience showers. The wind speeds may increase to 60 to 70 kilometers per hour.
තත්ත්වයක් තියෙන්නේ නැගෙනහිරින් සුළං හමායන්නේ ඊසාන දේශත් හමායනවා. ඒතකොට ඊසාන දේශින් හෝ නැගෙනහිරින් හමන සුළං තමයි ප්‍රදේශයේ පවතින්නේ.
Well, that was the director of the Department of Meteorology, S.R. Jayasekara. Well, over the past several days, our attention has been focused on extreme weather conditions experienced in Sri Lanka. However, numerous countries across the world have seen extreme weather conditions in various forms. The capital of Ukraine, Kiev, and other areas of the country have been gripped by a cold spell which blanketed many areas with snow. Now, temperatures fell to as low as minus 23 degrees Celsius in some areas. 83 lives have been lost to this extreme cold spell. Meanwhile, in the United Kingdom, excessive rains have wreaked havoc. Southeastern parts of the British Isles have been the worst affected. Weather forecasters there have already issued 6 high-level warnings of flooding. Furthermore, temperatures fell to minus 13 degrees Celsius on the eastern coast of China. Authorities have issued a code blue warning which urges people to proceed with extreme caution. Authorities have also taken steps to cancel travel on passenger liners. Further north in Russia, temperatures fell to minus 22 degrees Celsius in several cities, including the capital Moscow. International media reports say that cold weather has claimed the lives of 13 people in Russia. This is Nadeem Majid for the News First Weather Center. Let's now cross over back to the main news desk.
Well, thank you, Nadeem, for that comprehensive update. And we now go in for a short commercial break.
Stay with News First. We'll be right back.